Yo, it's the Anything Goes podcast, man. It's your boy, Sean Peoples. Hey, people, if you like what we got going on, you like the vibes, you like our movement, like, subscribe, share, comment in the comment section, man. Ring the notification bell so you can keep up with everything that we got going on, man. And we got some bangers going on. So, yeah, man, I'm here with my brothers. I'm here with Demby. I'm here with Sharp, man. I'm here with Gary Famous. Yo, Famous, what's good?
What's going on, man? I'm here again.
Yeah. Another time, another hour. You know, I remember our first conversation was like 10 hours and stuff. Yo. People was like, man.
Yeah, we couldn't even record all that. Nah, we couldn't record all that. Good conversation, though. Good. Yeah, I got a lot of feedback. People hitting me up on the text, people calling me, people inboxing me saying, yo, that was really good stuff.
Definitely.
We still got to put some stuff together out of that, too.
Definitely. Sharp, man, what's good? What's going on, my brother?
Man, I'm here, man. Back in the building. We at it again.
So, Demby, you're over there. Professor Smart, what's going on over there? We're having a little technical issues, but we're going to work with it.
Yeah, we got to work with it, man. Computer can't stop us, you know. We build computer, isn't it? Up there.
Yeah, you know, so, yeah, the topic for the day, my brothers, the next topic is, you know, with the scenery that's going on in America right now, with how the environment in America for Blacks, when it comes to shooting, when it comes to inequality, is the Black man mental health at risk right now? Or are we in a situation where we suffering from PTSD and not realizing what's going on? Demby, what you have to say, my brother?
Yeah, definitely. The culture is ripe to demasculate the Black man right now. And I feel like it's a struggle. The struggle is real when it comes to the Black man. I even look at my son, and sometimes I wonder about how can he understand what's going on when he step outside my door, because I even have a hard time dealing with it now. To think that, I can actually driving down the highway with a little tinted window and a cop pull up behind me, and I'm already straightening up myself when I'm already straight. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The struggle is real, but my brothers, and I'm telling you, we got to be aware. You know what I mean? We got to be aware of what's going on, and we got to be aware of our surroundings.
Definitely, at all times.
You mentioned it, Pete. Yeah, at all times, because you mentioned PTSD. It's like trauma.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like never growing up over the years, I never understood what really trauma was until I start seeing my environment changing, where sometimes I feel like I lose control. Sometimes I'm twitching, I'm panicking. You know what I mean? Just because of how you see your young Black brothers and sisters being mentally, physically abused and even death. So yeah, I take this personal, man. I really, you know what I mean? I really take this one personal, my brother.
It's definitely a rough situation, with me now, I'm not a person that considered to be a scary type of person. I'm gonna tell y'all something, my brothers. Every time I drive past the police officers, I'm scared. And I'm not just saying this to sound like, I'm trying to be a victim, but I'm scared. The other day, one of my police friends drove up and pulled me over, and he was being funny, but I was panicking because I have my gun on my hips because I'm a licensed gun carrier in Virginia. So I'm hurrying to get my gun off my hips to try and put it in the glove compartment, looking at the window to make sure that this guy don't think I'm reaching for something while I'm trying to put my gun away, because I don't want him to shoot me. It's exhausting, man. Famous. What you think is going on, man? You think our mental health is at risk right now?
Social PTSD is what it boiled down to. Our current environment, our current social environment around us right now is driving a lot of young Black men, middle-aged and older Black men, that they've been going through it. The elders been going through it for years. That's why I'm right now with me. I heard Demby mention something about his son. I'm grooming my son in a way not to be afraid of anything, but to understand everything. Not to be afraid of everything, but to understand everything. So he knows what's going on around him, and know what to expect, how to keep his head on a swivel in certain situations. Because that same situation you just mentioned, it wasn't my friend, it wasn't my buddy playing a joke on me, but a cop pulled me over. I had my gun on my hip because I'm also a licensed gun carrier. And you know what I did? I didn't move. I didn't try to take it off. I kept my hands on the wheel and just let the cop know, listen, I got my weapon on me. So my right hip, if you need me to step out the car slowly so you could take it off, that's fine, as long as both of us, is safe. Because at first thought, I thought, I think it was what Philando Castile was the one that got killed in front of his
tell his girlfriend and her kid, telling them that he's a licensed gun carrier.
Exactly. So I'm thinking, man, I'm about to be the next Philando Castile. So I'm like, guess what? I'm gonna hold on to this wheel, so I'm not making no funny moves, and I'm gonna just let him know nice and you know what he told me? He said, can you get to your license and registration without going to your hip at all and going into that direction? I said, yeah. He said, well, don't get out the car, just give me your license and registration and leave it right there. And that cop, to my saving grace, just worked it out. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow. But I was scared too.
Well, I say this all the time. There's not all cops are bad cops. There's definitely a lot of good cops out there. But a lot of times, like I told my uncle that's a cop in New York City, I tell him that if you're a cop and you see bad stuff happening and you don't say anything about it, does that make you a good cop or does that make you a bad cop? He doesn't like when I say that. And he watches this stuff and he's going to get mad when he sees this. He's going to text me and say, yo, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, the fact is the fact. If you a cop and you see bad stuff going on and you don't stop it, does that make you a good cop or a bad cop? But yeah, Sharp, man, what do you feel, man? What you think our mental health is at risk?
I mean, it's definitely triggering a lot of these situations. I mean, we see the stuff on TV, then we get in our vehicles. I mean, what are we supposed to think? I mean, we just get up every day just trying to live a decent life. And in a split second, that doesn't matter. We get in our car, we're driving, we get pulled over. And if the wrong cop pulls you over, that could be it for you.
Mm.
I mean, it's to the point now, honestly, I'm going to just put it out there. It's to the point now where I don't even drive at night a lot of times. I don't even drive at night. Like when pre-pandemic,
you take an Uber.
I take an Uber. Yeah. I don't even drive. I don't drive at night for this is like the main reason why I don't drive at night. This is like the number one reason. Aside from having a couple of drinks back in the day and stuff, I don't drive at night now for the number one reasons because I do not want to get pulled over at night by the police. I just don't drive at night if I don't have to.
So that's deep. That's next level type stuff.
Definitely triggering, man. Yeah, I just think we're just at risk. It's like every day you get up, no matter what no matter how decent you are, because there are criminals out there that deserve to get put in jail, deserve to get arrested, but we're not them. But we can still be at risk just like them.
Yeah. And there's another layer to this too, because just look at the conversation and the people that's having the conversation right now. There's 4 military veterans right here. Some of us got PTSD already on our record. And then to take it to another level with social PTSD, the social PTSD on top of that, definitely the Black man mental health is at risk, man.
I heard you said something earlier, and I thought that was a good speech, but me as an adult, and I'm scared. How can I teach my son not to be scared? I'm scared. I don't know. How can I, I'm nervous for the day when my son have to go on the road by himself, because I heard D.L. Hughley say while his kids are on the road, he's never sleep. He's always sitting up in the bed, watching TV or just holding his phone in his hand because he's expecting something bad to happen. And he's expecting that he has to go be a superhero. He has to go and save his kids. Well, and that's the same. I'm at the same place in my life.
I got you. That's a great question too, man. That's a good, but this is it for me. The reason why I say I teach him not to be scared as much as possible is because I don't want him to live like I'm living, because I don't like the way I'm living. So I don't want him to have that fear. And so I'm not going to help instill it into him. So I teach them not to be scared, but teach them to be aware. Because if you teach them to be aware and their heads on a swivel and they actually have these scenarios already played out and to a certain level from you talking to them, then guess what? And yeah, the talk that nobody else but Black people have to have with their kids. But at the end of the day, you know, if you don't want to be the next DL Yulee, not losing sleep because your kids is on the street, you have to teach, you know, you have to work that out in some sort of way. And my way, teach them not to be scared, but teach them to be aware. Go ahead, Demby.
What's you saying, Demby?
Well, you know, I was gonna say still, I mean, I like that point, Gary. I don't think fear is a thought behavior still. Like, you know what I mean? Sometimes I just know the makeup of my son. So the word aware that you use, I really like that, Machi. I think that is very, very important. My thing is this, you know, I agree with Sean Peter with scared in my estimation when I'm riding around, you know. It's like, yo, here go this dude pulling me, you know. I am on the offensive now, you know, because I am looking like, yo, if I see you try something, you know, I am, my guard is up now. I am looking at, hey, this could go either way. Don't think that I'm not looking to see what y'all do to everybody else and think that, yo, it's going to be that easy to take my 3 points.
Yeah.
I think that is a mental disorder. Yeah, that is a mental disorder that have me scared of doing something to you too. And I never would ever raise my kid. Can y'all remember when we was kids? Is that what you want to be when you grow up? A policeman, a fireman. And now when I see those CM lights, they're supposed to protect me. You know what I'm saying? A soldier, stuff like that. And they're seeing people who's supposed to protect me. Now I'm like, hey, yo, the man with a gun in his hand is a gunman just like every other man.
Yeah.
And I'm twitching like, hey,
Probably worse.
Crazy,
because he
brothers,
feels like he has the authority.
Is real. Probably worse.
And yeah, he feels like he has the authority to take life without any consequences, without any action. While the gunman think that, yeah, if I take your life and nobody sees me, then you know, I'm safe to go. But with these
justified,
yeah,
because
I like what you said, Sean.
Because look at it. The basketball player, what's his name? The George Floyd's friend that kind of even looked like him.
Steven Jackson.
Steven Jackson. I was listening to him talk on the TV. They was replaying something from what he said earlier in the situation when it just happened, and he said the look that he had on his face said I was protected. Yeah. Like what? What you gonna do about it? I'm protected. You know what I'm saying? And that was like, yo, that's crazy to me because that's the truth. Because I was saying to myself, how can you just snuff out somebody's life like that so nonchalant with your hands in the pocket?
Because he knew the end result.
Yeah, and the look on his face said it all, you know, and some of them got that mentality, and you like, if they look at me like that, then that gotta put me on edge.
Yeah,
that gotta give me a certain level of mental stress, you know what I'm saying?
He had a smug look on his face. I mean, he had that smug look on his face, like nothing's gonna happen to me.
Yeah. Like who y'all think? I'm
protected.
God at this point. I am protected. I am the judge. I am the jury. I am the.
I mean, that guy's hand was in his pocket, his shades up. I mean, like he was at the beach. Yep. I mean, imagine that.
Yo, and they try to say it was a trained maneuver, but you know what? The crazy thing about it is when I saw them using that angle in the trial, and they were showing the pamphlet using with the diagram with the foot on the neck. Also, what they was showing in the diagram that nobody was talking about, the cop that was using the knee in the diagram was also using his hands to restrain the person, the assailant, that was on the floor. Yeah. He wasn't using his hands. He was nonchalantly with his hands in his pocket. Yeah. So that to show you, I can snuff you out with the minimum amount of power it takes, and you can't do nothing about it.
But the thing that I also look at with that too, like, the power that he now sustained, because you know when you brace yourself, drop your hands in your pocket. Think about this: kneel down on the ground, drop your hands in your pocket. Think about how heavy your body is. That
full weight.
Yeah,
you don't have your hand to be taking some of the weight up off of you, so all that weight is now centered down on this man's neck. Yeah. And you know, my thing was that he has an EMS was telling him, "Sir, take your foot off. Take your foot off of his neck." And the lack of care and of his attitude and the look that he gave that lady, like when she's telling him, "Yeah, I'm EMS, take your foot off his, just take your foot off his neck. Simple as it. He could have just took his foot off his neck,
Man,
but he decided that he didn't want to.
Any human being with an ounce of sense knows that if you put your knee on somebody's neck, they're gonna die long enough. You put it long enough, they're gonna die. Any human being, and a trained cop, come on, man, he knew what he was doing.
Especially for an extended period of time. Come on now. I mean, and that's the kind of things that we see, our kids see, and then it got to give you a certain level of stress if you see the blue lights turn on behind you, because people keep making this moral equivalency between blue life and black life. There ain't no damn blue life. No. You choose to be a cop. You know what I'm saying? You don't choose to be black. So there's no equivalency there. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as a blue life.
Yeah, you know who's making that comparison. We're not going to say it here, but anyway, that's besides the point. We know who make those comparisons. Exactly.
I like to call them the keyboard Klansmen.
Pretty much.
That's what they do. They're tough guys on the keyboard, and when you see them in person, they're usually the most quietest and act like they didn't know any of this type of stuff. Oh, that happens. But yeah, I like that's what I call them, the keyboard Klansmen.
I like something that you said, Sean, about your uncle or whatever that's a cop, and him being a good cop and seeing bad cops do bad stuff. I'm tired of hearing that narrative, that whole story, because guess what? All the good cops know who's bad. Point them all out and let's get rid of every one of them. So good cops stay on the force. If it's 100 you guys, and you have 30 that's bad, you guys know who's bad. You know who's bad, so therefore you're a part of the problem too. I got family and friends that are police officers. I'm telling them they're a part of the problem too, because they don't call out the bad ones. It's only when something comes out, they're like, oh, there are good cops out there too. I don't want to hear that anymore. I'm tired of hearing that.
Listen,
I'm tired of hearing that.
I got two brothers. I got a brother. Go ahead, Debbie. Go ahead.
Yeah, but to add to that, because I have friends and family who are cops too. But the thing with it is this. It's more of a systematic problem. So a guy can be a bad cop, but he cool with you. And it's like until he do some action, that's when you realize he's a bad cop. You know what I mean? So it's just the mind of these people. Stop looking at my color, my skin, and take that, like you said, blue life, black life. No, it's two different things. Have some compassion and know that I have a family too, just like you. Just because I'm black, don't make me no different from you. And that is where the problem lies, guys. Trust me. If a white cop save you or help you, are you going to look at him as a bad cop? No, you're not going to look at him as a bad cop. But that same cop that turn around and do something to somebody else who look just like you, now you have to look at him and say, yo, there goes the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't even know if we can help it and say, good cop, bad cop.
Yeah, because
it's rough, man. Struggle is real, my brothers.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, man, there's another component to that again. Because you just said, Sharpman, you got 30. If there's 100 of them and you got 30 that everybody knows is bad, well, what if 10 out of that 30 are senior people in senior positions? It ain't that easy to get rid of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's a systemic type thing.
The system is broken.
And it's been ingrained, but the only way they're going to start fixing it, one, is more training and put more of us on the force in the neighborhoods that need policing. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't keep sending, white cops in the black neighborhoods and think that everything is going to be peachy cream.
You know what's bad too, famous? You know what's bad too, famous? That when some of us get there, we get indoctrinated and then we get into that same mindset.
Just like them.
And we have to break that as well too. We get indoctrinated and get into that blue life mindset. We got to get out of that mindset.
We got to get that it's one life. It ain't blue. It ain't black. It ain't white. But at this point, black life does matter because y'all ain't treating us like it.
Because no other life's in danger.
Yeah, we need a slogan to say, yo, listen, stop killing us.
Yeah, stop killing us. You see, the thing is, Sharp, man, I disagree with you. The system ain't broken. The system is working exactly how they want it to.
Touche. Actually, that well said. You are correct in that, my brother. The system is definitely not broken. It was meant to work like that. It's working how it's designed to work. It's time to break it down and build a new one then.
Yeah, definitely. You got to dismantle the whole thing and rebuild it. That's the only way it's gonna work. Look at in Senate and Congress right now. They have a Asian hate bill that's getting ready to pass. while we still sitting here wondering why are we still getting our knees on our necks?
Yeah,
Mhm.
because we don't matter enough apparently.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
it's just it's ridiculous.
And listen, it didn't listen, not to say anything bad about Asian people. I'm married to somebody that's Asian. My kids are half Asian. You know, I'm just some of my kids anyway. But the thing about it, it didn't take them killing a whole bunch of Asian people for them to get that anyway. And not saying that it should or it had to, because some of the stuff that I seen, like the one guy kicking the 60-year-old Asian, listen, I wish I
don't agree with that.
That's
on the
that's
wall when
crazy.
that was happening.
That's
I wish
crazy.
I could have been walking down the block when that
that's
happened,
crazy.
so I could have let him have it myself. Because I don't care who you kicking the old. I don't care what nationality.
The people that watched them, them guys should have got it. The people that watched that happen, yeah, they should have got in trouble.
I seen another story where the guy kicked this Asian dude down in his driveway, and he hit the back of his head and he died. But it didn't take a whole bunch of Asian people to suffer for them to get to that point. And I'm not saying that it should, but at the end of the day, you're right. Look at all the years of Black people being terrorized by bad cops.
There's a huge disparity, man. There's a huge disparity in how we're treated overall, and it keeps perpetuating. I mean, they keep pushing the narrative about us. They keep making people scared of us. I mean, they just keep doing that just because of a color. I mean, you know, it's a color.
I want to say that we're not the one who went on every continent on Earth and rape and pillage people,
colonizing.
How we're so dangerous. It wasn't us. So you know. We're so dangerous, but it wasn't us that went on every continent on Earth and rape and pillage people and murder people.
It's like the duppy I tell you, say, I'm scared of you. I mean, come on, man.
A lot of it ain't taught too. A lot of it you got to go research and find for yourself, because they're not teaching that in school. They're not teaching about their bad acts in school.
My son will tell you, when they send certain situations home, I send it back to the teacher and I tell my son not answering the questions like that. I had Black teachers actually had to call me, laugh, and be like, I'm giving him an A, but you can't do that. I'm like, I can. I'm not teaching my son this nonsense. She's like, well, how about we make a deal? I'll teach him the nonsense and you teach him the correct thing. Just make sure he put the nonsense on the paper. I was like, I can't do that. I got to tell him the truth. You're not going to tell my son Christopher Columbus was a hero, because he wasn't. We're not celebrating Christopher Columbus.
And look how much years we thought like that, though. We believed that if we grow up, you know what I'm saying?
Discover countries that people was already at. How you discover a country? I discovered a cell phone. I found it in my bedroom. Somebody had to put it there. You know?
You took what wasn't yours. That's all.
Exactly. You know, it's ridiculous. But yeah, my brothers, I feel like we at a point where if stuff don't change, a lot of dangerous stuff is getting ready to start happening.
We're at a crossroads, man. We're definitely at a crossroads.
Yeah, we're on a brink of problems, and I think it's just because the nation is so big, and I think it's because we're so forgiving that it hasn't been a problem so far yet. A big problem so far.
That's our problem, and we're always the one that's have to take the high road. We always have to, you know, we always like thanking God and blessings and everything else.
Always
and we always, man.
But you know what? Praying. You know what? There's something to be said for that, man, because the moment we lose control and do anything different, it's going to be like, yep, that's what we thought. That's all. And then the ones that's been talking bad and been, you know, and been against us so long, be like, this is why we was telling y'all.
That's how they get us.
We can't buy into that.
But that's how they get us not to fight back, though. That's how they get us not to look for progress, though, right? That's how they keep us trapped. Because if we do too much, then we're asking for too much because we want to be equal. You know, then if we fight harder, and it's like, well, we knew they were like this before. I mean, why does it have to be us?
Listen,
why do we have to save ourselves? They got us in a situation. Why do we have to save ourselves?
We got to chip, because right now it's the only way we're gonna make
How can the oppressee save themselves? It's the oppressor. It's their fault. They need to fix this. We need more good white people to get on board and help fix this.
And how do we get that? We get that by continue doing the things that we've been doing, because at the end of the day, the moment we lose control of our faculties and go buck wild, it won't be read or perceived the same way as when they went buck wild.
Big man, it's been 400 years, man. It's been 400 years plus.
It's gonna be like, this is what we've been telling y'all.
It's been 400 years plus.
Telling y'all to look out for.
It's been 400 years plus. We need it's time for more action. We need more progress. It's going way too slow, son.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. You know, Famous, I agree with you. Short man, I definitely agree with you. I want to tell you that America, how did America got its freedom from England? What did it do?
Yeah. They
Them
fought
fight.
King George.
Them
Yeah.
fight.
They fought a revolution against King
Yeah.
George.
How
Simple.
do most countries get their independence unless it's common, unless it's these days, common
Through
days?
blood.
How do they get their
Through
independence?
blood. Through
You gotta
blood.
fight.
You know, so the thing is when they tell you about how stop burning down buildings and stuff like that, America burned even when they wanted to keep slaves. Didn't they burn down the White House?
Yeah.
Big
Yeah.
man, look
When
what they
they
did to
wanted to keep
Oklahoma.
their president the other day,
Come
didn't
on,
they
man.
go try to destroy the Capitol buildings?
Yeah. Yeah.
They burned down Black Wall Street because we were getting too successful. Come on now.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, but
we
my thing is,
definitely, it has to be a strategy. I do agree with that. We can't
No, I
just
agree,
run out
yeah.
there because we're
can't
outnumbered.
fight fire with fire.
But nobody's
It just-
suggesting necessarily
'cause
fighting
it
fire
leaves
with fire.
Yeah, because it just leaves everything in ash. You know what I'm saying? Burnt to the ground. In
Yeah,
ash.
well, we wouldn't.
Maybe we got to use
definitely wouldn't
water
win.
then. We got to use water, but
Yeah.
there's a point where there have to be some type of fighting, and I
Yeah.
think that we can't hope that people are just gonna always look out for us. We got to start maybe looking out.
We need to vote out these politicians that don't want to do anything. They keep fighting to keep the same job they don't want to work for. We need to vote.
I
them
got
out.
you.
Yeah.
I hear you, Short Man X. I'm gonna start calling you Short Man X right now.
I mean, I think we probably have to do a part 2 of this. I didn't realize that this was gonna. Well, I should have known better, but I didn't realize that this was gonna get to the extent of interesting that I wanted to get. I mean, we have to do a part 2 of this with these same brothers, and we get into it a little bit more. But I usually try to keep these topics to the 20-25 minutes points because sometimes we get a little bit too ridiculous. But today we have got ridiculous. So just listen to everything. It's very interesting. It's intriguing. It's point of views from us. You can learn from it, or you could take it as something to say, I don't want to hear those black dudes talk about whatever they want to talk about. So it's up to you. You can take it, listen, don't take it and don't listen. It's all up to you. But we're gonna close out this one by saying this is the Anything Goes podcast. I want to thank Sharp man, thank Famous for coming by. Denver, my brother, big up yourself. If you like what we're doing, if you like the movement, you like the vibes, like, subscribe, share, comment in the comment section, hit the notification bell so you can keep up with everything that we got going on. And this is a topic that a lot of people should take into consideration, man. The mental health of the black man in America. We got PTSD, babe. It's real. This is not a joke. It's real. I mean, we're out of here, man.